Hey, Soul Tribe. I'm KamalaDevi, and I just came out of my ceremony with a inspired message about how rituals can help us create intimacy in our relationships. So there are all kinds of rituals, and I know that you may have something very personal, whether it's your yoga practice or prayer or scriptures. And sometimes when we do our own solo practice, we feel like naked and vulnerable before God. It's like so intimate. And the thought of bringing ritual to other people and practicing together can feel really like even more vulnerable than self-pleasuring in front of someone. And so I want to acknowledge, how deep it can go. And it can also be super simple. Like a ritual can be bringing your beloved coffee in the mornings or just having an elaborate meal with no screen time or gratitude practice. I've shared this, but Michael and I, every night before bed, we have this appreciation shower that we do. And it's just like a daily ritual. And there's daily, like they go deeper the more you practice. And spiraling through daily practices is really powerful. And there's also weekly practices that can go a little bit deeper. Sometimes, like we do relationship clearing, or you can have a date night and bubble bath, and like the list goes on. But the weekly can put a little more intention into it. And there's also monthly, like the new moon, full moon, beginning of the month, whatever routines are more, that cycle's a wider cycle, out to seasonal. I love seasonal relationship reviews. And sometimes all it takes to make that a sacred practice is let's light a candle or state our intention, because that intending brings us beyond the small separate self into a field of something that's bigger than both of us, or all of us if we're in a group. But the annual ceremonies can be very powerful, like the relationship anniversaries. And actually, I just celebrated, my son is 18. Like he just became an adult. So it's a huge rite of passage for me as a mama. And I think that's probably what inspired this video, is that I, yeah, have been in this deep transition, and it's a ritual for me to send these videos out, like just the practice of doing it on the usually new moons and full moons. And I've been very inward this winter, and I want to recommit to my ritual of sharing from my heart with you, and to reveal, like, recently one of my beloveds and I started a new practice of meditating together. And even though that's just blossoming, it's sweet, it feels very separate. Like I'm in my meditation, they're in theirs. And yet, just recently their dog passed away. And so it wasn't at all about us. It was like we were connecting to, this rainbow bridge for this pet familiar that's on the other side. And it was so spiritually sweet and deep that just sitting in silence, something between us opened and we could feel it. It was palpable. And I share that because, we're in a grief portal, or just when we're mourning, we often don't feel like meeting others in that space. We don't feel like showing up for practice or rituals. And I want to reinforce that the times in which we don't feel like doing it is probably when we should do it the most. It raises our vibration. It, puts us into, a state, like it opens our heart. It's like a choice point. Like I'm doing this practice and it's a choice to open my heart, especially when I don't feel like it. And so with that, I hope to hear some examples of rituals that you have or want to try. Feel free to put those in the comments, or anything else that inspires you. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Blessings. And thank you for connecting.